Just getting a post-match interview here at the Eyrie following this evening's 5-4 defeat against Welwyn. Dave, was it a case of a night for the attacking teams scoring plenty of goals, or did we have a bit of an off night defensively?
We had an off night defensively. I was quite brutal at half time. It's very rare that we go in and ever go. And I was honest, I just thought there was we didn't even do. I don't think we got any of the basics right. We didn't. You know, stop them scoring a goal. The goals, you know, that they've scored 5 of them, but Christ, the first one's an own goal. They're avoidable, and you know it's. I know we've had a few weeks off, but Christ, you can't use that as an excuse. We train twice a week.
They haven't played much recently either.
No,
so.
and it's just like I say, it's just that there's no excuse for them, and I wouldn't give them any excuses. You know, I can't obviously repeat what I said at half time, but I just told them some facts, some truth, some facts. You know, it's that lots of people were poor tonight. Unfortunately, you know, it's not just down to. Because we played a back three, it's not just down to 3. The people in front weren't good enough. Times the people behind that weren't good enough. We go a goal down. We should have equalised a minute later. We miss a great opportunity. They go 2-0 up. We miss another great opportunity. Then we get it back to 2-2. I get the ground and the pitch. And look, again, credit Bedford. Bedford played last night. We play tonight. And the far end is a bog, and yet the rest of the pitch is fantastic, where they're having a problem with their drainage. We get back to 2-2, and it's just about game management and doing the right things and getting us through the half time, because that was 30 minutes in, I think. And you know, it shouldn't be down to me or Skip or Jones to be talking about it. They've got 15 minutes to play, get through the half time 2-2, and then they've got to defend in it. And it's not easy.
I felt like we struggled from similar balls into the box. Like one of their goals has come from just a deep ball, and in particular in the second half, it was almost like they were almost targeting the fact we'll stick it on the far post, go and attack it, and we just couldn't seem to deal with it.
We didn't. Look, we were better second half of it. We weren't very good with it first half, and again that was a part of the half time talk, which is about doing basics: make a tackle, win a header, be brave. Talk to each other, do the right things, and you know it looked like individuals. Their 4th goal today, the guy's got it down the right hand side, and he's lifted it over 4 green players who stood there marking nobody to drop into to one of the Welwyn boys who's being marked, but he's clever enough to get his cross off, and the defending at the far post, and that I think Tyler's gone out. Fish, it's not enough. You know, it's just not good enough, and in the end, you know, the big guy wins the header, and they tuck it away. There was no desire to get onto the, you know, to defend the seconds and what have you. It just wasn't good enough. We've at half time, and we still go and get a 3rd goal, by the way, and at that point, you know, you go into half time, and although I've told them the truth, and I have, and the second half was a far better performance second half than first, but. For me, the damage is done, and it should never be. We should never be getting to that. You know, they're a very good attacking side. They weren't a very good defensive side. We were a very good attacking side. We were an awful defensive side today. So, and our previous game, the last game we played, which seems about a month ago, we keep a clean sheet against Kings Langley. So, we're the same players, the exact same players who defend it. You know, defended so well against, because Kings Langley are a good side, we defend so well against them, and today, Jesus, look like some of them have never played in their positions in their lives, you know. Look, we have got players in the change room that will take care of a lot of it. You know, there's leaders in there, the Marshes and Tom Coles and the likes, that they'll want to, you know, they'll snuff that out now. They won't allow that to happen. They'll get them. It does, you know, as much as we will talk about it. They'll get them, and I'm certain we'll have it right for Saturday, albeit we're going against probably the best footballing team we played this season in Dunstable. I don't think we should have lost the game at our place, but they play some great football, so if we don't get it right Saturday, we might be talking about another 5 goals, you know. So
Skip, on the positive side, obviously it was disappointing to go 2-0 down early on. We get back to 2-2, and then we go 4-2 down. Then we get back to 4-3. Then we get back to 4-4. So it's, whilst, as I say, Dave's touched on the fact that we probably weren't at our best tonight, we're still showing good resilience even when we haven't been at our best to keep ourselves in the game.
I think that's part of the frustration at the end, really, is the fact you scored 4 goals and lost. So it's not often that you say that at this level. But, I think we got punished for our defending, individually, collectively, as a team, whatever. Sorted it out at half time. A few home truths were said by Dave, and we went out there and defended quite well, to be fair, second half. And I thought we played well second half at times, and didn't have the roll of the ball. Sometimes we've gone across the face, we hit the post. I think we've had a 1-on-1. It's just one of those, and yeah, you spot on. You're 2 down and get back to 2-2, and you're in the ascendancy, and you just feel that's level head, keep it tight for 10, and you go and concede again straight away. So one of those. Can't have a go at anybody individually. We're not that type of team or management. They know. You leave it to the experienced lads in the change rooms. I think they've said 1 or 2 home truths to everybody in there, so they've sorted it out amongst themselves, which is one of the benefits of the squad and team that we've got, is they know that isn't good enough. We've been here before, and you bounce back. So one of those.
I think if we're honest, obviously conceding 5 goals at home, you probably don't deserve to get anything out of the game, but it still felt like it was a little bit disappointing at the end not to get something out of the game, because we had, even right at the death, we had 2 really good chances. We've hit the post, and young Dylan's had a decent chance to equalise. That you're still coming away feeling that maybe we should have at least got a point from the game.
Well, again, it's games like that you realise that we belong at this level, because again, you conceded 5, and when it was 2-0 after 20 minutes, we could have quite easily folded, but we didn't. And I thought we played quite well at times. The frustrating thing is, if we were going to look at the footage at some point, we were going long and just getting picked off because we were giving the ball straight back. When we started passing and keeping it short, the first goal, I think, is a great move. It's about 4 or 5 passes, and the next thing you know, you're bursting in behind them. It was Cole's a great finish, and then when we equalise is even better, I think. So I don't know. Sometimes these players, they go out there, a 5-yard pass doesn't look as good as a 35-yard raking pass, and so it's just frustrating. But again, you've lost a game that you think you should have got something out of it. So that's football. We've had a couple of results recently, just before Christmas, where you walked away with 3 points, and you're thinking we have pinched those. So that's the beauty of this. This league is so tight. I think, looked at the table this morning, we're 9 points above relegation, and yet 3 wins away from being in the playoffs. So you're right in the middle there. So what you don't want to do is put together a run of 2 or 3 defeats and get dragged in. So we're looking upwards, but let's be realistic. If we play like that Saturday, we could be in for a long afternoon.
Dave, just finally, obviously injuries, we don't want to obviously use that as an excuse, but injuries have been a real issue for us this season. Obviously no Rio tonight, still Adam Hunt's out for a while, George Bailey's still not fit. Where are we at with getting some of those bodies back, and do those players potentially make a difference between possibly pushing on for the playoffs or just remaining mid-table where we are at the moment?
Yeah, they do. Adam's a fair way away. Charlie was here tonight, and he's close. I'm not going to say he's close, but I'm going to suggest maybe a couple of weeks, because he's now got to get fit, and he's had a few personal issues, as in his nan's not well. Bailey's close. We may be lucky enough to have Bailey on the bench Saturday, maybe give him 10 or 15 minutes, so he's close. Dicko is back on the bench today. We didn't bring him on. He's going to play for the reserve Saturday and get some minutes. Lee's still trying to get back to somewhere close to where he was. He's honest enough. He's a long way off. And we've made 3 signings. We brought a lad in from Cambridge, a fullback from Cambridge. We've brought a lad in from Romania that's come about because he goes to university where Tim Tim coaches, and then another young lad was just trying to get the national clearance from Austin, who's been playing up in Scotland. So we've brought a few reinforcements in, and again, and to add to them injuries, we lost Tilson in the warm up today, hamstring. Dan A is weeks away at the moment. He's got tendon problems in his feet, and Miggs is seeing a specialist on Friday to see where he stands. So the list of people not available to are what they are. But look, we've been like it all year. We've got on with it.
It must be frustrating though, because as I say, without wanting to make excuses, we could potentially be in a far better position league-wise, and we're still in a position where we can still break into the playoffs with a few wins in the games in hand. But we would probably be in a far better position had we had all those players up at disposal.
Yes, we would. But look, you know, we can sit here and bemoan a lot. The good thing is that, or let's say the good thing, another couple of wins, and the most important thing is we'll be in this division next year, which is the biggest goal. Make sure that's secured, get those couple of victories. And then I think you alluded to it the other week, I don't know if we did it in an interview or whether you said it, you know, just with me and you speaking, but in terms of, you know, we got runners up in this league last year. To be where we are in and around the playoffs and potentially getting them now with how we've been with all these injuries, I think that says a massive amount about the club. And it's kind of one of those that, of course, it's not as big as last season because we ended up with the runners-up trophy.
We probably overachieved last season, didn't we?
Yeah, a little bit, but I think the squad's good enough, and when it's all fit, I don't think we was there. I think we deserve to be there, without a doubt. I think when you say we overachieved, I just think that we're sort of so new to it, and because we don't have the money to spread around. We have to keep picking up players to come into the squad, and they come here, if you like, for the right reasons. And we've probably achieved it before we expected to, but I don't think any stage last season we didn't deserve it. And this year,
I think it also helped that we were in a position last year where we managed to get points on the board, whereas this season we're a few games behind, and it's so much more difficult chasing than it is having the points on the board. We found that last year where we was in second for quite a long time, and at this sort of time of year teams are dropping points just simply because there's so many games.
Yeah, and they are, and that's true. And that I'm not looking at it and felt, well, you know, I've said from the start we'll be in and around the playoffs. I still think we'll be in and around the playoffs. We may not achieve it because, like you say, we're chasing it. Next week we're playing Wednesday, we're playing Friday. We play Saturday, we played Wednesday the following week, and we play Saturday, then we play Wednesday.
It's big ask, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's going to be for us to suddenly put a run of games together now at this level. Is going to be, you know, I think it'll be far too difficult for us, and especially with the big players that are missing. So, you know, do I think we'll get to the playoffs? We'll probably fail, but I think we'll go close, and maybe because of the situation Northfield are in, there's a space opened up, and it'll be one of these teams. You know, if we could put a little run of 2 or 3 wins together, and then all of a sudden, like you've just said, you get yourself there. All of a sudden, you kind of stay there. Then there's a different resolve about how you play, I think, and the attitudes of players. But you know, being in division next year is the most important thing as we stand, because next year will be even more difficult. But being in division, we'll be giving it a right go to the end, you know, and hopefully we're putting ourselves in great nick for next year, because we're bringing some good youngsters through at this present stage, you know, and you know, us two and James, we just enjoy it and keep going along. It's, you know, look, we're in great nick. We're just enjoying what we're doing.
On the side where we've had the injuries, Lee, it's actually given the youngsters the opportunity. So young Rio, who was with us, was thrown in the deep end after 3 or 4 games, and he hasn't looked back. He's when fit, he's a starter. The 2 lads from Cambridge United, because of the injuries that we were picking up. So if you the centre half Dan in, who progressed, and then Cambridge United moved him up to step 3. Amaru, the striker, again. So those 3, as an example, have benefited from the injuries that we've had. So while it's the negative is we haven't got them and haven't had them as long as we'd like, the positive is lads have come in and done very well and taken their opportunity. So again, and Dicko is another one, isn't he, who joined us, struggled to get in the side. Injuries allowed him to play, and for the 5-6 games he had November and December before he picked up his injury at Kimpston, he was outstanding. So there's another positive. So we can talk about who's not playing and injured. On the other side, we've got lads who have come in who have not let us down, who have been, especially the two Cambridge United lads, were very good, and we wish them well because they're both on step 3 now.
Excellent stuff. Well, commiserations, gents, and we'll see you on Saturday at AFC Dunstable.
Thank you.